Hey guys, today I'm going to attempt to recreate a makeup look that I posted on Instagram. I got tons of requests to film this, but basically it's a kind of fake sunburn, really bronzy and fake freckle, really natural look. I already have just foundation on. I'm just going to add a little bit of concealer, just a little bit. I don't want it to look obvious because if you're going for like a super summery, bronzy look, nothing looks more fake than super bright under eyes. So I just used the Essence Camouflage Full Coverage Concealer. This only comes in 2 colors, which sucks, but I really like the consistency. Very similar to NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in my opinion. Okay, so we're gonna get right into the bronzer, and in the Instagram photo I used the new Anastasia powder bronzer in the shade Rosewood. This is, I think, the lightest of them all, although I find they all look really deep in the pan. Basically, you just want a bronzer that kind of has a neutral, almost red undertone to it, which I find this one does. Another really good option from the drugstore is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer, and this one's in the shade 021 Sunlight. Very similar, if you ask me. And it is kind of a matte bronzer. I mean, I do find that this Anastasia one has a slight, almost satin quality to it, but for the most part, it's matte. So basically, I'm gonna start by just dusting this all over the center of my face. So I'm not really gonna be like contouring or bringing it up the sides. It's really just about the front of my face. This is the Sigma Large Powder F30. I'm just going to start kind of on the apples of my cheeks and kind of going up the sides of my nose. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's really just about getting color on your face right now. And we're gonna go kind of in the center of the forehead, blending it out to the sides. I recommend kind of switching to a smaller brush, even preferably an angled brush. And we're really gonna go across the bridge of the nose. I just kind of like to go back and forth. I'm not really getting it on the, end of my nose, really just more the bridge. And taking a little bit more and taking it down the sides of my nose. The trick to this is you really want it to be just as heavy on the sides of your nose as it is on your cheeks. And I like to take it not really over my eyelid, but kind of just on the outside area here. And if you're pale like me and you're wearing like a tank top, I would totally recommend taking some of this and just kind of dusting over your collarbone, up your neck a little bit. Okay, so before we do the freckles, I'm just going to put on a little bit of eyebrows, and I'm really barely doing them other than just defining my arch a little bit. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of brow gel. This is the e.l.f. brow gel, and I have both the light and the deep shades, and I am gonna go in with the deep shade today. So for the freckles that I did in the Instagram post, I mostly used one product, although I think it's important to go in with like a second product or like a second technique, just so the freckles don't look all the same, because freckles don't look the same. There's a variety of colors and sizes. So I mostly used like a brow marker. A brown felt tip eyeliner would work exactly the same. This is by the brand Marcella, which I think is only available maybe in Canada. And this is in Universal Dark. And this one kind of has like a slanted tip, but I'm only going to be using the very, very pointed end. So with a very light hand, because if you go too heavy with this, they can look larger and more fake than you want. I just very, very lightly start dotting them on. And I personally find that the smaller they are and the more that there are, probably the, the more natural that it looks. So here is what they look like right now. I think they look pretty good. So we're not quite done yet. I think that we should try and go in with like a different color or a different technique. So there's like a variety of things that you can do. You can take like a brown lip liner that's really sharp. You can go in with like a really tiny brush and like a liquid product or like a mousse eyebrow product. But I do kind of want to try this lip liner. This is the NYX lip liner in the shade Nude Beige. Going in and adding some dots. This will give my freckles dimension, and also I like that it kind of gives a more diffused freckle. This is by Real Techniques. It's the silicone liner brush. Literally, this is just like a little silicone poker. And I kind of want to try just this liquid product. So I'm going to use the Wet n Wild liquid lipstick and that silicone brush that I was talking about. I'm just going to dip the very, very tip into the product. Don't hold it on an angle. Hold it literally straight towards you, and that's going to give you the most defined dots. Don't forget like your eyelids too. I think that can look really, really natural. So here is where you kind of go over the freckles with a powder product. And here you can do a couple things. You can continue to just use the exact same bronzer that you used. This will help just soften it up even more and just add to your sunburn. Or you can add like a red blush. So this is just an e.l.f. Blush in literally the shade Brick Red. And I'm gonna go in very, very lightly, and it's very important to do this with a patting motion. So I'm gonna take just a powder brush, really fluffy, tap it into the product, really tap off the excess, and I'm just going to pat it onto my cheeks. I don't want to rub it. I don't even really want to swipe it because I don't want the freckles to be swiped away. Kind of on the center of my forehead, because when you get a sunburn, you burn up there too. So I don't really think that there's a place for highlighter in this look, but just to add like a really pretty like soft glow, I'm gonna use this Becca Soft Light Blurring Powder, and this is in the golden shade. Just kind of a loose powder that has like a really subtle gold shimmer in it, and I'm just gonna use this kind of angled brush again. You probably won't even be able to see it on camera, but when the sun hits your face, it just looks so gorgeous. Put a little bit on my forehead and on my nose as well. So I don't necessarily think that this look needs mascara or anything like that, but in that photo I was wearing a little bit, so I will coat my lashes with this is Sigma Sinuosity Lash, my favorite, I almost said foundation, my favorite mascara recently. Take a pretty natural looking lip liner. This is the LA Colors lip liner in the shade Natural. And I'm just kind of blending that out with my finger. Finishing it off with just some like clear lip balm. This is the MAC Lip Conditioner. Really like this stuff. Just add a little bit more lip liner. And this is the look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. It's very, very natural, very beachy, summery. And I think the freckles really add to it. Like, they're just cute. So thank you guys so much for watching. You can always subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I hate being the person to tell you to click the notification bell, but with this YouTube thing going on where we're not showing up in your subscription feeds, if you don't want to miss my videos, definitely be sure to hit that little bell button. Always follow my Instagram as well. It's the same as it here is on YouTube at somegirljess. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.